Latin America and the independence movements. First, we're going to start off with Latin America and the characteristics that led, to independence, like the reasons uh, why Latin America chose to rebel against Spain and Portugal. First, we're going to start off with racism. Uh, the colonies of Latin America had a class system, which the Peninsulares being at the top of the ladder. Peninsulares were people who were born in Spain and they moved to America to rule over the colonies. Uh, these people held power and were respected and were rich. Um, Below them were the Creoles who also had money, but they weren't as respected because they were born in America. These people were European. They're Spanish and Portuguese, but uh, they were deemed less trustworthy by Spain and Portugal, and therefore weren't able to obtain positions of power. Uh, Below them were the mestizos and mulattoes, people who were mixed with African and Native, and European. Below that were the Africans and natives. Uh, the system of Latin America, the society was pretty skewed towards the Peninsulares and the Europeans. That if you wanted respect, you had to be white and European. That in fact, like you could buy whiteness in Latin America. If you had enough money, you could become legally white. That just shows how important being European was to the system and the society of Latin America. Uh, but later, these Creoles and mestizos and mulattoes and Africans and natives started seeing themselves as, if we can't be seen as European or Spanish or Portuguese, we're going to see ourselves as Americans. And this new sense of nationalism is, one of the reasons that led to uh, revolution. Another reason uh, that led to revolution was Napoleon had just invaded Spain. Uh, Napoleon had taken over Spain and Portugal in 1808, and he put his brother Joseph Bonaparte in charge of Portugal. Uh, the Peninsulares, who were normally in favor of being ruled over by Spain and Portugal because they benefited from it, uh, now wanted to rebel along with the Creoles because they weren't going to be seen as uh, respected as they were when Ferdinand or Charles V were in power. Uh, these people, Peninsulares, came to the Creoles for help to rebel against Spain and Portugal. Now we're going to be talking about reasons for similarities within two areas of Latin America. Uh, I believe that the independence process of Latin America is pretty similar to other areas of Latin America, being that the upper classes uh, came to see like their mother countries as unbeneficial to them. So they are normally they were the people who really sparked revolution within the colonies, even though like the lower classes, like the Creoles, may have been done with Spain and Portugal. It was really the Peninsulares who uh, started the revolution. Uh, Another reason is that the Enlightenment ideas that led to the revolution for both like Brazil and the rest of Latin America uh, came from like European thinkers like uh, the idea for revolution came from, in fact, their homeland. Uh, Another similarity is that both independence movements were characterized by the division of the classes and why they were fighting for independence. The upper classes wanted economic freedom and political representation, and the lower classes wanted equal opportunities within the economy, society, and politics, as well as representation of the government. The slaves wanted freedom and social and political rights. These different desires often clashed with one another, and uh, even when they got independence, they remained separate within their goals.